How are you doing? Ralfy here, Ralfy Customs. Now, the keen-eyed amongst you will notice a difference between this intro and the outro that I'll film in the future. Future me will film. Now, bit of a vlog, a bit of machining, bit of bike work, mostly sorting my fucking GRXL workspace out. So, bear with, it's not the best video, and I've skipped loads of the work that I've done on the roof because it would have took me twice as long. And do you really want to see me fucking up ladders and tightening cables and drilling holes? Because that's all it's been, really. So, anyway, let's do it. We're back on our Tods now, finally. If you saw yesterday's video, well, it's yesterday to me, it might be fucking 3 days later for you. If you saw my last video, there you go. I was trying to get on it and sort stuff out, and what I'm doing a quick and dirty fucking mock shock at 11.5 inch, which is 2 inches shorter, and it gives it a much better stance. So I've turned up a couple of bits on the lathe, which I didn't film because mixed reviews on the lathe work, and the last video was pretty much all engineering. So thought I'd mix it up and not show that on this one. And we've got a strut, so I'm going to take that in. Sorry, make that in. Just tack it in with a MIG. And then we can look at where this mudguard's going to sit, can't we? And where his struts, he's going to have struts that bolt on here and go inside, outside the mudguard, inside of this shape here. It's still not 100% on quite how we're going to do that, but I'm sure it'll come together. Right, so you can see that now mocked up with my magnetos. And that does sit fucking peachy. I might get a tack on it. Here. I also might put a bracket under here for it. It's not a bad idea, Ralphie, not a bad idea at all. Hey? And then we can bolt it up and then look at fucking about with the making these struts. I've made a cardboard template partly. I've partially made, look, a cardboard template that follows that relief in the mudguard. But I'm not happy about a couple of things with it. One is it gets fatter towards the end, which the mudguard does, the relief in the mudguard does, so it just echoes that, but I might have to fucking balance that. I might not do it. I might do it parallel, like. I will do it parallel. And then we've got to look at how we're going to fucking hold the bolts. I think we're going to have some kind of inserts or something. There's no gap. Well, I've made it so it's pretty tight in there. I think by the time we've got two thicknesses of this in, we'll be hard against the frame rails, which is absolutely peachy. And then we'll have to weld some threaded inserts on the back side of it inside, like, so you just put a couple of them 10 bolts through here and you're happy days for it, like. That'll be the one, I think. So we've got a bracket on, look, a little 2-inch, one of my standard brackets. That's a double. We have singles that are half the width. What I'll do now is block off the camera with my hand while I mark those holes with a pen, and we'll get them drilled out, and then we'll weld a nut on the back. A repair washer and a nut, so you ain't got to try and get your fucking hand up inside there, like, up inside the gap. to get a nut on it. Yeah, like so. So yeah, there's nuts and washers welded in to reinforce it a little bit. Although, to be fair, the struts that I'm going to make up will more than... Sat the juggler, will more than support it. I'm just waiting for it to cool down a bit before I take the nuts out, bolts out, and then mount it. In fact, it's quite warm. I'll cuddle that bit. Fuck, I can't feel my fingers. Oh, yes. Just having a thaw out, having a quick brew. Get some feeling back in, like. This is absolute bliss, but as soon as you turn it off, you can see your fucking breath again. I can't wait to get the fucking roof in. That's going to transform my little bit of the world. So yeah, we're fucking worked out. We're going to need something like this. I've took that fat end out of it because I didn't like it. And I've marked the mounting hose. And now I'll strip this polythene off, mark it out, and I'm thinking plasma cutter. But we'll see. See how it goes. I'm going to attempt, I've just had a quick test cut and it's fucking not cutting great, but I'm going to rough it out with a plasma cutter. So, wish me fucking luck. So, that's not a fucking triumph at all. That's turned fucking, went badly wrong really fucking quickly. So, it's going to be the old fucking, I'm going to have to chew it out with this fucker. And then go from there. I won't bother filming too much of it because it's just me grinding shit. It's not that exciting. Right, so we fucking ground them out. Took a while. It's still warm. Now I've got to try and sand them to the same shape, haven't I? So I'm going to be fettling. I won't bother filming it. It's just me with the grinder and sander and fucking about like. So we'll make them the same as each other. And then we'll get them mounted on the bike, is the plan. I normally when I'm making a pair of something, I normally put a couple of tacks on them, but I didn't want to do it with this because it's stainless. I'm going to have to TIG it and it'll leave a mark and all the rest of it. So we clamped it up with a with the fucking mole grips, look, to hold it together, and we are slowly, and I mean slowly because it's tough shit, working our way around cleaning this up. Right, not unsurprisingly, we need a tweak. So that's not too hot. So I've cut these out, cleaned them up. Fucking hell, it took forever. It's tougher than a butcher's fucking dog, this stuff. But with this rib, it's kicking them fucking out too much to get down the gap there, look, in there. Really there. So they're not fucking, they're too tight. They're too tight for in there. So what I plan, my pledge, my liege, is to break the tacks on these, which is part of the reason that I only tacked them in, and take them over to the milling machine and skinny them up a bit. Probably by the thickness of that plate, ain't it? I think that's a good idea. See with that, or we look at getting rid of this fucking this ridge. This ridge is what's causing the problem, isn't it? Look, I mean that'll just about go in there. Look, minus the ridge, it's not far off. So yeah, what I'm going to do is, I think, well, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take these off and rejiggle them like, but I think we'll mark there and there, and we'll take it off that and pull it this way like, so they come out this way rather than taking it off the entire thing, because you don't really need it. And they'll sit a bit more under here then, which is fine, you know, that's all right. Same this side. So I think rather than making them, or we could just take the thickness of that off them, couldn't we? We could just take the thickness of this plate off them, which is about a fucking quarter of what they are. I'm not filming it very well, you have to excuse me. So we could skinny that much off, then you'll definitely get that in, because there's a gap between the mudguard and the strut and this plate light. It's this shape though now, this fucking rib. He's throwing us off a bit. I reckon we'll do the take it off all of it option. I think. I think. We'll see. I'll mark them up anyway. I'll do this on both sides, look. Just follow the frame. Like that. So I've got, even if I just take it off that, it'll do it. Right, so what I've done, I've touched the tool off on the job and I've measured these are now 200 thou, which is 2 turns of the handle to lift the knee up. So I'm going to do that now. Look, there's one. Come on. 100 thou. And there's 200 thou. So it's not crucial. We're not down to thous really, but you know, a lot of knee off. And now we can just simply work our way, bit of lube on, along the job, look. Right, you've got a better view than me now, so we can literally just work our way along at full depth. Until we get all of that relief put out. And everyone's a winner. Righto boys, on the home straight now. Just take this last little bit off and we're there. So, nice and steady. I have literally just chewed this out. I mean, there's no finesse really. No finesse, it's alright, you know. Job's a good one. So now we should see there we have the wibbly wobbly look along there, and there's one matching there, but they'll be fine. Absolutely pucker. And that should well back in place with no dramas and leave me enough clearance for those struts. So I'll do the other one and well, get this welded back on and then I'll do the other one. Happy days. Here we go, look, sunshine on a frosty fucking morning down the main drag because we've stopped off for some hot cob on the way, haven't we boys? Hey? Got to have a bit of a fucking egg, bacon, sausage and tomato. So there you go, winter wonderland, driving away. -2. I think, -1.5, -2. Hey, it's a frosty one. Hey, let's fucking see what we can do with this then. Time to get the forklift, get some rubbish cleared out before we start our structural steel work. So I'll go and fetch that in with a hopper, not the one that I used to strap on that caved my head in. Well, give me a black eye. But first, we need these bad boys because this fucking here we go. Look, got like a bit of a burn. Just having a burn, sir. A bit of the old, it wouldn't get going. It was a bit struggling to get going, so we gave it a quick dousing of the old methanol. Like that'll do it. Nothing like a good clear out, eh? Right, with that done, I cleared the roof. We need to drop the picture, drop these flags. 3 flags there. Well, that's not a flag, is it? I don't know what you call that. Backdrop, fucking, don't know. Anyway, that picture needs to go. All of those are too high. The top of Lenny's picture there is the top of the roof. So that's fucking Lenny's just in. We need to cut this shit up. I've been and got some more, look, because there was 5. So I've got the 5. And I am going to, here's my plan. Right, from here to the shutter, we're going to have another beam. And from here to the shut up, we're going to have another beam. Then we're going to have an upright, yeah, at the end, and maybe an upright at this end from there down. And we're definitely about halfway, which is about where this toolbox ends. We're going to have an upright going to the beam, yeah. And we can't do it here. We can't get an upright in here because the fucking bench is in the way. It's right on the front edge of the bench, which is bollocks. So we're going to put an upright on the back edge, and we're going to have something going across between these two. So I'm going to make a H, like a big fuck off H that sits in the roof span with an upright in the middle and an upright there that's going to have a bit of an outrigger going to the other one. And fuck me, you could walk on that. Well, you couldn't properly, you know, but it should certainly hold a tarpaulin, especially once I put eye bolts around the perimeter and then a wire. This fucking, look, got some of that, boys. And in there's 8mm bungee to go around the outside, so that's good enough for 3 buffalo gals, I say. Reverted to the hand sander, grinder cutter. It's fucking hell, I can't get my words out. I can't get in properly with that on the joins. It's fouling, so it's alright for chopping through the main length of it, like, but for getting these bits out, I've gone to the little jobby, so I need to put a new disc in and carry on. It's a little more labour intensive than I anticipated, to be fair, but we'll get right. It's a bit of a clearer picture. We've got the Harrison milling machine is out the way. It's around the front of the office where it can be plugged in. Not that I'm going to use it there, but if anyone wants to come and have a look at it to buy it, please. And now I'm going to move me detritus. So I'm going to move my pipe anvil and my fucking bottles to the side here. Once I've finished, look, I've just welded that upright up. And now I've got some cleats. I've made some cleats. I used to work with the bloke who had a lisp and he used to call them cleats. So that's going to fucking go there, look. Just with a big fat screw into the floor. It's not got to hold any weight. It's just got to not move when you kick it, like. That's how I look at it. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to drill that out and fucking plug it. So that's that done. That's jolly well done. It ain't going to move when you kick it. That end's rattling a bit, like. But it won't do once it's all fixed up. I could chunk myself up there with a welder, actually, can't I? Put a weld on it. But I don't need to. I mean, there's a bracket on that end now as well that you've not seen. It's an angle iron bracket with a fucking big screw bolt thing that goes down into the roof of that the studio, like, so I can't fucking go that way. Now I have the unenviable task this afternoon of cutting and making 7 meters 320 long. I've got my uprights, I've got 3 of those done, 1 fitted, and then I need a bit 3,850 wide, which is going to go from the upright. There's going to be about here, fucking right across to the one that goes front to back there, isn't it? And this upright, there's going to be an upright here, and it's going to tie in, and that's the plan, like. So I might even mod it to the fucking bench. Who knows? Who fucking knows? She's out. The beast is out. We had a quick go around the yard, like, started it up, I had to move it out of the way because of the forklift and the fucking milling machine that I've parked near the office, like. So we dragged her out, started her up for the first time since winter came, and it was surprisingly difficult, but she fired up under her own steam in the end, like, and fucking took me around the yard and back. So yeah, fucking happy days. Maybe I'll get a birthday ride next Saturday, which is quite a tradition for me, like, depending on the salt on the roads and the weather and shit. I'm not going to fuck myself up for the sake of it, like, but, or my bike, obviously, but there you go. Fucking love that bike. Righto. So Pauline's here. I think I've overestimated how much it fucking weighs and how difficult it's going to be to support, because I can pick it up with one hand. It's in 2 halves, obviously. That really has surprised me. I need a rethink. Maybe I need a rethink. I still think what I'm doing is the right way to go about it. I'm just thinking that maybe it's just steel wires. I'll fucking do it. Let's have a think. I'm gonna have a think. Let me have a think a minute before I start cutting this fucker up and putting bits and bobs in. Maybe just one. Maybe just one across there and supported behind. Oh no, I can't do that. It's a shame this line, the line here, is right there. If it weren't for the shutter, I could have one in the middle. Well, then I couldn't have a post in the middle. So one off centre, one at the back of the fucking. How's that? Just put one at the back of the. Oh, and then I can attach it there. It's fucking never ending, isn't it? It's problem knocking on to a problem. I can't have one here, which would do me. Yeah. Because I can't have an upright. I can't join it to the back wall because the fucking shutter's there. So I can't do that. Don't want to put one across there all the way. Don't want to do that. So I'm going to do what I'm thinking of doing. How I'm going about it now. It's going to be the one, I think. Of course, no fabrication or no job of mine would be complete without the compulsory watching the banter or do its thing. While that's doing its thing in the background, we've got a fucking got a length on her, and that bit there goes on the end and all. Fucking Jesus, Father Ted. It's no good. We've got a break for lunch. Look, we've got the old fucking the old homemade alcohol fucking stove. It's just fired up. It's not bloomed yet, but hopefully it will do soon. Take its while. Hey, take its time. But we've got snorker sarnies, as we call them. Got the crust as well, just for a bit of extra, isn't it? It's like a loaf with nothing in it. Yeah. Anyway, we'll have snorker sarnies and fucking HP brown sauce. That's what we're having. Once that gets fired up, some fire in its belly and gets going. Yeah, happy days. Back to the fry up, say lads. Just finishing off. We're in bloom. Everything's going great. So, this might be my last push for today. It's almost 3. But there's the length of it. Hey, fucking hell. And what I'm going to do is, there's a cantilever bracket just above David Man's headlight, look. One end goes on there, the other end goes up there, where that plate's clamped on and my welding helmet and everything's there. Everything else is welded up, so I was going to put it on that way, but it's that fucking bent. It's like a fucking Bengali railroad track. So I'm going to do it this way and allow a bit of sag, because we don't want a bit of sag, you know. Better than looking at the fucking snake pass like. It's just aesthetics, isn't it? But I'm not going to film myself popping a fucking bollock, getting that up where it needs to go. But needless to say, it will involve shoving it on that end and grunting and farting it up that fucking ladder, basically. And then plopping it on that plate, getting it lined up and welding the fucker. It's happy days. And then run over that end, look, and weld it on there. Sorted. Then a bit of an upright somewhere here, and Bob's your answer. So just because I know Aid, I know you'll be watching Aid. And look, we've got clamps both ends now, so I can shove this up here and it's got that to hit against. Isn't it? And then we can try and get it up there. So, whew, yeah. The struggle is fucking unreal. Look, it's too long. Oh, that's fucking what? Just leave me alone then. Yeah, right. I'll mark it, take it back down, cut it, I reckon, or I can cut it in situ. I could oink it over onto that fucking roof and do it there, couldn't I? With the old portable jobby like. So it's just leave some of that hole. Yeah, there we go. We got it. Look, in the end, I just fuck it. I just chopped it a bit short and welded a cleat on. So we've got angle iron welded on, focus, and the box section welded to the angle iron. We'll go and weld the other end, to the end. You see that dog like kicking it, look, near the end, where it dips down. That's the straightest bit. This, believe me, this view is the best view. Anyway, happy days. So, yeah, we were up there, look. Health and safety Ralfy just stepped in and said, "Are you sure that's wise, like? You know, it's only 3.5 metres, it ain't really high. I'm afraid of heights, like, so I couldn't do it if it were proper. But we stood on stuff and got on the roof and used the steps." And I'm like, yeah, you want to be more worried about fucking welding when you've got that on the shelf, like. Hey. And there we go. Hold on a minute, let's have you zoom down up there, boys. Back to normal, thank you. And then we have it, look. We're in. One more to put in from over there to there. And then an upright here. And one across from there to this one. So we've got 3 more bits of steel to get in. I've got to make one of them, 2 of them. I'll make 2 of them. There's one upright, look on the floor. That's tacked onto this upright because I used it as an earth when the welder was over there. But that has been quite a productive day. Although it's fucking hard work of reclaiming the fucking steel. What's that all about, eh? Still, that's where we're at. Back again tomorrow. Oh, so we're getting there with the steel works. What I'm going to do, you don't need to see me cutting and welding and grinding and fucking about with this. I've got 2/3 of it up, or I've got half of it up. So I'll do that up, the rest of that off camera. The rest of this video will show, hopefully, pretty much all of the infrastructure in place. Might even get the tarpaulins up, because that's what I'm going to concentrate on for the rest of the week. I'm going to give it a big push and go for getting the job sorted. So it's not the most cinematographical action, but I'll show you the highlights, yeah? Let's join in the highlights and then we'll call it a wrap. So here goes. So here's one of those deconstructed, look. We're harvesting two long ones and a short one. So we just need to get the detritus out of the way. It leaves this bit here look like a fucking massive television aerial from the 1970s, if you remember them. There's one stood up down there, look. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. I'm either going to clean them up and put them in the stockpile, because aside from the surface rust, there's nothing wrong with the steel, or dump them in the fucking scrap bin. So maybe the clean up and put away job, ain't it? So at a later stage, because I'm sick of cutting and fucking grinding. Now I've got to grind all these welds smooth so they don't, they're not a hazard, like, they don't represent a hazard like I have done on the uprights. And then we'll get it in position across the same as this fucker. Only hopefully this one will come out a bit straighter. And here's me, got one clamped up, them 2 long bits to weld with these plates, put plates across the widest bit of the joint. Fucking I'm out of breath. And then a little bit on the end before we have a proper measure, because I'm not going through the fiasco that I did up on that fucking end. We'll make this one the right length to start off with and then look at getting it up. So bit of weldy, put a plate up there, put the bracket up there, same as on to the side, look where the ladder is. Then we can get this steel up. Shouldn't take too long, then we'll have a fucking break. Hey, look, another one. Another one going across. Ignore the bit of wood, the matchstick. That's there to sprag it up, while this steel upright on the back of the bench there, that's fixed to the back of the bench. Yes, I've welded it to the fucking bench and got a bracket in the floor. Now we need to make a piece that goes from that clamp up there that you can't see properly across to where that matchstick, where the wood is, like, to hold that. A bit of a cantilever, that's called. So we need to cantilever it across. I've got a visitor, look. I don't think I'm going to be able to keep it in shot, because he can move a lot faster than me, and he's got the power of flight. But yeah, fucking hell, what's that? It's electricity people checking the electricity lines. Fucking hell, what a job. So that's all the steel in. That last piece in across the floor means we've got everything up that we need to get up. What I need to do now is go around the outside and put my eye bolts in around the perimeter, string some wire from there to there, and more eye bolts to the edge of this, where it's going to be nailed down on a wooden batons, what I screwed down. And then I'm going to run wire from corner to corner, yeah, in a crisscross style, and 2 or 3 coming this way in each section. So there's a lot of wire work, a lot of fucking not looking forward. I'm putting off doing the fucking high bolts, because I'm going to have to go around with the Hoover, the SDS drill, drilling holes. I'm going to have to go around with this, so I've got to carry that, it fucking weighs a ton, and move it around and stand it on stuff so I can reach. And also I'm going to have to follow myself around with Henry, you know, Shop Henry, bless him. He's going to be sucking like a $10 hooker, so I don't get a load of fucking brick dust all over my gear, because that won't do. That won't do at all. So yeah, I'll get drilling, I'll get the eye bolts in. I won't bother filming, I'll do that all off camera. And we'll have, like, I say it's going to look like your fucking prison landing, where you can't throw yourself off it by the time I'm finished, but it won't. Not that I'd know, obviously. Right. The eye bolts are up. This is so fucking sketchy in my head, even for me. I don't know how it's going to come out, so I'm going to have a go at putting one side of the tarpaulin up, using the wire rope as like a cat's cradle, I guess you'd call it. So we'll be threading it through nicely, clamping it off with these dudes, and then wrapping it around there, sending it that way, and so on and so forth. With it, I've got some adjusters somewhere, which I've not brought with me. Left them over the other side of the workshop, like. These bad boys. Yeah, so I'm going to see what's what. You'll see better when I've done it. Well, we both will, because I ain't got a fucking scooter. We are formulating a rudimentary plan. It is very rudimentary at the moment, but I think we may be onto something. So we're still at it. I guess you call it rigging. Look, we're running these cables. The other side's fucking great, but I have a shortage of these little clips. We used to put these on handbrakes on trailers and shit. The handbrake cables used to be operated by a cable, and we used to put these on. They weren't great. These are fucking immense. Anyway, I've got the method, and it's cut it to length, leave a little bit of extra, get the fucking mole grips on it, and give it a good tug to take out the slack, because that's always a good thing. And then we'll nip them nuts up on that you can't see very well. I'm making a very good job of filming this. We'll nip those nuts up and then do the turnbuckle to take the tension up. That's the method. Got a few more to put in yet, but we'll soon be draping tarpaulins, hopefully. Fucking dokey. So we have, if the camera will pick it up, strung the beams with wire rope to support the tarpaulin. There, look. Let's just back off so you can take in the enormity of it. So it's 37 feet wide and 20 feet deep. I had someone who works with wood come, a proper expert, Mr. Stocks, sir, and he said you need structural steel if you're going to use wood. We're talking beams, I-beams, and all that, like you would with a mezzanine, because it's fucking heavy wood over that distance. So the tarpaulin plan won out, and I've made this metal frame and I've strung it up with wires. What I need to do now is figure out a way of holding the bastard around the edges and tighten the middle. I'm hoping these eye bolts and this bungee will do it. That's my plan. fucking hell, this is hard. Proper. Fucking, you wouldn't think, would you? Just unrolling a tarp up there, it'd fucking be such a pain in the ass. It's like it's fucking stuck together. And you have to unpeel it, and I can't fucking reach it. I'm using a stick, look, to fucking standing on my machines. I'm going to try and find some steps and go from there. I managed to get one end on, tethered, with some clamps, but it should be 2.5 meters further this way, so this needs to be well long when I've unrolled it, but I'm fucking doubting it. I'm looking at it thinking, you're not fucking right, they've sent me something wrong. But we'll see. It's one of them. It looked bigger on the internet. No, I checked the measurements, so we'll fucking see. But Jesus, it's hard work. Oh, fucking up, folks. About an hour later, look, it's like fucking helping a fucking anaconda shed its skin. Fucking hell, there's more tucks and rolls and sticks and fucking everything. So we finally kind of got it roughed out into shape, and we've got that corner. It's worse than putting a quilt in a fucking quilt cover. But we've got that corner lined up, so now we can run some bungee through the eyelets and through the connectors on the wall, downwards and onwards, and fucking then across the back. And then we'll look at what's what, I guess. Fucking Jesus. It's like trying to wrestle a fucking, I don't know, flying carpet, an anaconda. It's fucking stuck to itself and fucking, it took me about an hour to get it looking like that. A good friend of mine once said, never underestimate the power of a good cable tie. So instead of the bungee, which is probably bought the thickest, it's twice as thick as I fucking need. I'll struggle to knot it and hold it, but I've still got a use for that. But around the outside, I reckon the bungee fucking cable tie's as good as anything. Really is. The fucking bit up there, it's as strong as a fucking tarpaulin. You know, good enough for law enforcement, good enough for me. I know. That's 2/3 done. The other top is the same size. There will be quite an overlap. This is that wire there marks about midway, so there would be that much of an overlap. And obviously some of it's over roofs, so we'll be screwing it along there and screwing it that way, so we don't have to worry about getting it too tight. I've had a bit of a fucking game, but it's not too bad. It's not doing too much tenting, I'll call it, where it sags. It's not got too much tenting going on. I could possibly pull it tighter that way if I ran some of this bungee to that beam, you know, did a bit of a zigzag, which I might fucking do. Just to stop that last of the sagging, although it's not that fucking bad. And light-wise, it's fine. See, it lets plenty of light through. It will probably, every year or so, I'll probably have to fucking get the airline up there and blow it off like, but there's room up the sides. You know, it's not going to be fucking airtight. And I go in and out of this bit, I've noticed, I use this fucking entrance quite a lot, so that'll stay flappy, I think. What I need to work out now is whether to do this fucking zigzag and how to shore it down, because it's just going to fucking, there's nothing holding it to the floor, is there? So I don't know whether to get some weight on it, like some fucking anchor points or something. I don't know. I could possibly fix it to this beam there, that fucking upright, couldn't I? And that'd stop off of it, you know. Just fucking cable tie again, just make some slits and cable tie it. That'd work. But then you've only got that flappy bit and the other flappy bit when it's fitted, which you pull up out of the way when you're fucking getting a job in and out anyway, so that's no worries. And then should I ever want to roll it right back, like in the summertime, then I can cut the cable ties and roll it right back. So I think that is the quick and easy fucking answer. Righto, phase 1 complete. We've got Laggy down this side, like a bit of a fucking another cat's cradle, trying to pull it taut to reduce the tenting. I'm hoping that it don't grow more tenting as it settles. I don't think it will. I'm quite pleased with that, to be fair. Now, I need your opinions again. It's fucking hell, I don't know why I say this. I should have learnt by now. Bless you. I'm thinking of a cheap Chinese heater. Bear in mind, it's a fucking big space, look. This will be blanked off. Stuck in the corner. Probably where I sit when I'm in snap. I'm running the fucking exhaust up into the roof space, into this free space, because you can see it over there, look. And when the sun shines right, it just fucking pours through. Look, you see the gaps all the way along. I reckon that I'd do it. I ain't gonna gas myself in here. Fucking it's 30,000 cubic meters or something. I don't know what it weighs. Measures, weighs. So yeah, what do you reckon? Couple of them, one of them, what? It's got to be nicer than having the space heater, hasn't it? Because that one's clean, but it fucking still stinks a bit. Let me know what you think. Snapshot. I'm going to try and get the other half done. Mostly from up here. I'm on the roof of the tattoo studio, so that's just a quick snapshot of the fucking span of it. Like, it's bigger in real life, trust me. Said the actress to the bishop. Me, I've just unfurled the second one up on the roof, so I can fucking drag it over there by hook or by crook or by stepladder mainly, I guess, and then tether it. Fucking hell, man! What did they fucking make them out of? It's like vacuum packed fucking sticky shit. You know, it's like cling film. It loves itself. Calm down. Chill. I've just got to get off this roof, get on the steps and get on. Fuck mate, it's like while we're camping. I'm laying on my back in the detritus, on top of the shitter, top of the thunderbox, trying to get this first corner cable tied. And then we're fucking on the home straight. Fucking hell. Almost there, boys, almost there. I'm just battening the hatches with these self-starting, self-piercing jobs into the roof of the porta cabin with a big fucking baton of wood. And we're doing the old carpet fitters fucking trick of shuffling it back to tighten her up like. You can see down there's a dip because that end needs to go that way, but it overlaps. So I need to work some way of pulling that with a bit of elastic or something. So there we go, boys. Job's a good one. Through the flap and into the workspace, which is nice and fucking cosy. I've not had a chance to get any heat on because I have errands, so we'll find out in the morning. We'll crack that bad boy up for 10 minutes. We'll check the temperature before we start, and we'll check the temperature after we finish, won't we? See what happens. Hopefully it'll warm up and stay relatively warm for a bit like. But I'm pleased, really pleased, really pleased. So there you fucking go. I've still got to put my signs and pictures and banners and stuff up. You know, put my stuff back in the cupboards and dust round like, but the fucking roof's done. If you've stuck it this far, thank you so much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up. Check out all of the shit in the description below, and I will see you on the next one. Big love, everyone.